Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Fun Friday Ideas with me, Susan Morgan, your speech-language pathologist. Today, I want to talk about spinning, why it's important, why our kids do it, and how to make it a more engaging activity for both you and your child. When it comes to spinning, there's different types of spinning. There's the spinning where we're moving our whole entire body and we're spinning in circles and we're trying to see how dizzy we can get ourselves. I bet many of us did this as we were kids. We put our hands out in these windmill type shapes and we would just spin and spin until we could crash and fall on the floor. Or maybe you had a big hill behind your house and you would roll like a log down that hill. Roll until either you stopped rolling or you crashed into something or you crashed into your friends. Or even better, maybe you had a tire swing in your backyard or something along that idea where you could get on that tire swing and either see if you could spin yourself as fast as possible or get your mom or your dad to spin you as fast as possible. Either way, when you finish these activities, your eyes were spinning, and your head was just whoa, and you probably crashed onto the floor. So why do we love to spin so much? As we're growing up, our brains are trying to figure out where our body is in this place called Earth. Our eyes are trying to put together what's coming in with how our body is positioned and where our body is moving to. Spinning is a great, fun, fast way to put together all this information. When we have our arms out and we're spinning in a circle and we're looking up at the sky or we're looking down at the ground or we're looking straight ahead, our brain takes all of that information. It takes how our arms are positioned. It takes how our head is positioned and how fast we're spinning to figure out what's going on. Now let's take that same experience and let's talk about rolling as a log. We might have our arms up straight or we might have them down by our sides. And this time, instead of having our arms parallel with the ground, our whole body is touching the ground. And as we're rolling down that hill, our body and our skin, our proprioceptive system, is taking in all of that information, again, with the spinning fluid inside of your inner ear, telling you where your brain and your body are. So as you're rolling down that hill, your body and skin make contact with the ground. Take that in and process that to figure out our body in space. The other one that we were talking about earlier was on the tire swing or a rotational swing or the sit and spin. I don't know if you guys remember those when we were kids. Oh, those were great because you got your upper body going on that in order to get some good movement. And you had to get your core going too in order to really get some good speed on a sit and spin. So you have your sit and spin, you have your tire swing where you're doing more of a rotation like this. And again, now you're using an object, not just your body, to propel yourself. And you have to figure out, your body has to figure out how to go faster, how to go slower, if you want to change directions, how to change that direction. These are all important things for our body as we're children to learn how to coordinate and put together. So that way, when we need to play a sport, when we need to play with our peers, when we need to figure out how to get from point A to point B in this room, our body has an understanding of where it is and how to complete that task. Another thing our kids often like to do is spinning objects. Spinning objects is fun because that gives your brain the same input, your vestibular system. When you watch this spinning thing up close and you're watching it spin round and round, your eyes are getting that same input as if you are actually spinning. Now, the slight difference here is your body is not also getting that input. So it's a little bit different where it's just your eyes that are learning to move there and learning to track this object, like we talked about a few weeks ago with eye tracking. So many of our kids like to watch things that spin in addition to spinning themselves because, again, it gives that brain input. It's a great sensory activity. So I like to, rather than telling my kids no more spinning, let's stop spinning, I like to make this an engaging activity. I have a box of spinning toys. I brought a couple of them that all require my help to get them going. Some of my kids can spin this on their own, which is a great learning activity. So they watch this spin, and then I'll give it to them to see if they can get to do it. And we can spin it faster, we can spin it crazy, and it's shiny. Everyone likes things that are shiny. We can spin it like this. We can spin it like this. If you spin it a certain way, it gives a crazy little figure 8. Lots of fun things. We can spin it slow, see what happens when it's slow, and spin it faster. And then sometimes if you do it just right, it'll form a tight ball, but I'm having trouble getting it that way right now. Another object I have in here is a little top. This actually came from one of those Kinder eggs. And I like this because when you spin it, the yellow parts fly out. It's really super tiny, so most of my kiddos don't have the fine motor control or haven't mastered that fine motor control in order to spin this yet. So they need to ask for help, or they might use the word go in order to get it to go. Another one I have is this fun looking one right here. This spins too. And again, it takes a little bit of a twist with your fingers that most of my kids need help with in order to get it going. So there's that one spinning. And then we got the little top that likes to spin too. This one, kind of hard to make them spin on the box. But anyway, so the way that I make these interactive, rather than just a stimming activity where we're staring at the top, I'll have them give it to me in either gesture or sign or use their device to say go, help. I might have them tell me where to put the object. So maybe we want to see how it looks on top of here versus on a different table versus inside the box where it's going to bounce around. So I'll have them say put or here, help. Go is another big one too. I'll model the word stop and make it stop. A lot of times too, I like putting them inside a box that closes. So we have to ask for open. I'll ask them the speed in which to go. If we want it to go fast, slow, faster, slower. Some of my kids, I'm able to give a 1 to 5 scale. So is it going to go number 1 fast or number 5 fast? We also do this when we're spinning on the therapy swing or on a tire swing, where I talk about, okay, 1, 2, 3, or 5 fast. How fast are we going to go? So that way, 1 is really slow, slow, slow. 2 is a little faster. 3 is even faster. 4 is even faster. And 5 is the fastest, to try and give, again, that gradation. It's not fast or slow. It can be faster or slower. And that way, you'll see that that helps them later on when they start mastering that, hey, it's not just black or white. There's a middle ground here. That helps with also de-escalating emotions and emotional regulation as we continue to understand that these things, these different concepts aren't just one or the other, that there's a middle ground and that we can rank things within them. So I go ahead and I apply that with our going and faster and slower, and teach it right from the beginning that things can go faster, faster and faster, slower and slower and slower, and then they stop. So that way, again, we're keeping it going back and forth. I try to make sure that these toys that I have here are ones that at least in the beginning, they need my help with to teach them how to make them spin and get that input that they're looking for. I also make sure that I'm right in there with them. They're not just off by themselves spinning it. I'm right there with them, and I might even stick my finger in there and block it. Uh-oh, my finger's stuck. Help, help, get my finger out. Depending on, again, how many words we're looking for, I might do out. I might actually make them try and pull my finger out. 1, 2, 3, pull, pop. Again, really exaggerated, trying to get them to grab my finger, look at me, pull it out. If we have those sounds like puh, if we have the word pull, using those words to get my finger out of the way, because I am causing a problem in that spinning. Let me know in the comments below some of your favorite spinning objects. Tops are great. These are great. Tire swings, sit and spins, they're all fun. How do you like to get spinning? Let me know. All right, guys. Until next week, I'll see you then. Bye.